I have fallen in love with your newsletter, which comes out Sunday evening. It is so clean. I love the way that it's written. No banners. You did put a picture in this one, generally no pictures. So my question to you is, it's so darn consumable.
The only reason my newsletter is as basic as it is because it wouldn't have gotten done if it wasn't.
It's fair.
Now, that being said, I started to enjoy the idea of just giving people something that's raw and kind of simple because everything is so overdone these days. That kind of played in the back of my head as I continued on with it. And I was like, oh, this is kind of neat. It's just to the point and it's like in and out.
No fluff.
Now, does that do me any good as far as like people can see different videos that I have, or, you know, there's some color breakup or something else going on? I don't know. Like you also messaged me the other night about like, should I see you're playing with this header on LinkedIn, or I see you've got this new link going on. Like, should I change mine? Should I do that? I change things up kind of every quarter, every 6 months, or I like to play with different things and see what works and what doesn't. That's part of maybe the business I'm in. So I don't know what's right or wrong. It's kind of me figuring out so that maybe I could help you guys even more. And that, not to bring this full circle, kind of plays into the post that I shared yesterday on LinkedIn, which was kind of like, I'm learning in real time with all of you. Like, I'm not pretending to be Nostradamus here and that I know everything like I'm some guru. It's like this thing evolves so fast, and the world we live in right now and the consumption and attention behavior is so dynamic and changing. I'm figuring it out with you guys. And I think that's actually cool because it keeps you guys that are clients of mine on the edge of kind of next. And like, you've got someone out there who's, not to pat myself on the back, but maybe breaking some of the icebergs ahead of you to show you maybe this works or this doesn't.
You know, one of the things that I thought of is we have a lot of people that I think are just kind of like lurking on the background, or, you know, they're on the 1 yard line. They're thinking about reaching out to you. And sometimes they might notice like, oh, that's different. That's new, right? He had his website there before, but now, you know, under the bio line, there is a link to join the newsletter. What's that? Let me click that. So sometimes I think just making a few changes like that quarterly or whatever, something subtle like that, could be beneficial just to switch it up. So one of the things that I realized about myself, and you kind of referenced it there, and you referenced it in your post last night, and I think one of the videos that you put out, is just how we are consuming today, you know, is evolving. I think how I personally consume is drastically different than it was 3 years ago.
Yeah, there's not a question there, but you're right.
So I tried to be a little bit introspective and be like, all right, what do I really like consume, and where am I when I'm doing it? So I thought about the time when I am willing to devote like real time to something really falls into one of three categories: time in the car, when I'm out walking in the neighborhood, or when I'm working out and I just want something other than music. So those are really, and for me, it's really two. It's the car and it's the walk time. And that's where I'm willing to hit the long YouTube video, or that's when I'm willing to listen to a podcast. And those are things that I really enjoy. Like, I really enjoy listening to podcasts with people, you know, that I feel like I like, know, and trust. So how I go full circle with that is like, what are these social media apps to me today, right, in 2025? I think it's almost awareness, because I really don't consume anything on LinkedIn, Facebook. That is just like I'm scrolling. Something might catch my eye for a second, and it's like, oh, okay, I didn't realize that Libby Greiwe had a podcast. Okay, well, let me just go ahead and let me just type in her into my Apple podcast, and now she'll come up. And when I'm scrolling through time to listen to a podcast, I'm like, oh, this is a 6-minute podcast. Let me check this out. So I almost think that the current social media landscape is almost nothing more than awareness that leads us to one of those other important things, such as a newsletter, a YouTube, a podcast, a website, because I'm too busy to consume in the moment that I'm on one of the apps. You know, this is just like, I have 3 minutes, let me scroll. But where I actually have my time to consume, car, walk, workout. What are your thoughts, Corey?
I'm so on board with this. It's almost like, let's start coining some phrases here and have some fun with it, but it's almost like reminder content, right?
Yeah.
because I'm on board. Like, yes, when I go for a walk, I 100% will dive into the hour-long podcast, and it's whoever is kind of most recently top of mind that's sitting there lingering. Like, I may have seen something last Thursday that was awesome, but if I catch something again this morning that's not them, someone different on a Tuesday walk, I'm going with the most recent, right? That's kind of that reminder content. I'm with you 100% on that.
It's like, it's the reminder media.
Yeah, like, I'm not going to consume you on my scroll feeds, but I see you there enough. I'm going to find you when I'm ready, when it's time for me to consume. And that's enormous. That all plays into everything though. Like, right. Like, this is why we build this foundation. This is why we have all the things, right? So often advisors are like, I don't know why we just don't focus here or focus there. I'm like, well, because not everybody is there all the time.
So I can think of 3 people. I'll go ahead and name them: Libby Greiwe, Tracy Jepson, Stacey Brown Randall, who have posted things on LinkedIn about their podcast in the past week. And I've consumed one of their podcasts in the past week. I can say with almost certainty that had I not seen their LinkedIn post to refresh my brain, remind me that they had a podcast, I would then not have gotten my phone on my walk and chosen one of their podcasts.
I can probably say that's 100% guaranteed, right?
So it's kind of like, had they not put out the LinkedIn message, I would have never gotten to the podcast. So if their only focus was on the podcast, but was not promoting it in the other channels that I'm on, I would have missed something that I would have otherwise enjoyed.
This is for all things though. Like, how many clients have you brought on that they didn't hire you because of the LinkedIn post, but the LinkedIn post reminded them of the newsletter, which reminded them of the video?
It's why it's all important, right? It's why you can't just focus on one thing and expect it to, for most, to just magically bring in clients.